Yo, what is going on, guys? Today we are going to be playing with probably my favorite single prize deck in the standard format right now, and that is this good boy, Hisuian Arcanine. He has an incredible attack for free, mind you, that allows you to do 160 damage if you have no cards in your hand, which is fantastic. Now, this card being a stage 1 is incredibly powerful because, like I said, it attacks for free, and we have great ways in this deck to cycle these Arcanines, such as the Phantom Transformation Zoroark, with the ability that allows us to take this Zoroark and swap it with a Pokemon in our discard pile. So it allows us to chain our Zoroarks, or our Hisuian Arcanines, extremely effectively. And Zoroark can also transform into other stage 1s. Those other stage 1s include this Mightyena from Brilliant Stars, really cool. This Pokemon also attacks for free if your opponent has a VMAX in play. So this is great for absolutely just destroying new VMAX, and it's also a fantastic backup attacker. Other Pokemon that the Zoroark can transform into is this Altaria. I only play one of this card. I really like it though. It's cool because it allows you to put a supporter directly onto the top of your deck for you to draw into with the ability from Radiant Venusaur. Now this Pokemon sees zero play in any other deck, but it was made for this deck. I'm telling you that right now. It is so cool. So in order for Arcanine to attack for free, you have to have no cards in your hand. Well, leaving yourself with a dead hand is kind of not good. So in order to circumvent that, you have the Radiant Venusaur here, which in between standby phases after you attack, it fills your hand to 4. So it is a perfect, it's Hisuian Arcanine's best friend. That's all there is to it. They are BFFs, man. And then we also have this Galarian Meowth, which allows us to discard 2 cards from our hand to search our deck for the evolution of it. We don't play the evolution. We only have it here as a way to discard more cards from our hand so that we have a consistent way to utilize Arcanine's attack. Now, we have a really cool supporter lineup here, which of course Altaria can help us grab, such as these Peonies. Peony, look at this man. So excited. I love this card. It's really cool. We have to discard our whole hand, and then we get to pick out 2 trainer cards from our deck. Now, you typically would grab 2 burnable cards. Let's say you have a Growlithe in play. You can grab an Incense and maybe a Choice Belt, and just like that, you have a 0-card hand, because Peony discards your entire hand to grab you those 2 cards. So it synergizes, again, really well with Arcanine. We also play a 1-of Grant. Grant is a cool supporter in this deck, because if it's in the discard pile, we get to bring it back to our hand by discarding 2 cards. There's a trend here. Discarding cards from our hand seems pretty good. Plus, this card, when we play it, allows our fighting Pokemon to do an extra 30 damage. We also have our standard boss's orders, as well as Ball Guy, another really fun supporter in this deck. It allows us to search our deck for up to 3 different item cards with ball in their name. We typically might search for something like Heavy Ball, Level Ball, Ultra Ball, or Quick Ball, Ultra Ball. We have lots of great combinations to get stuff out of our prizes or to find the evolutions to the Pokemon that we need. And then we have 2 Air Balloons for pivoting, 2 Choice Belts, and 4 Capture Energy to round out the list. The Capture Energy is practically useless, but it really allows us to establish our board, getting more basics down on turn 1. But without further ado, this is the deck list. I'm super excited to be playing this deck. I went on a really solid win streak with it the other day while I was just messing around on the ladder. Alrighty, here we are, hopping into game 1. I am super excited. I've been loving playing this deck. It's been one of my favorite decks. I like it so much, actually. I built it IRL. In between all my booster boxes and some old cards that I had that for this. Ooh, I would like to go first. Yes. I was able to build this deck IRL, and I was messing around with it. So it is very fun. Mulligans. All right. Seems legit. Alright, Rescue Carry Fall Crystal. Looks like we are going to be playing against Lunatone Solrock, another single prize deck. This is going to be a grindy matchup because we're only taking 1 camp. This is the way Pokemon was meant to be played. Slow, grindy. We're taking 6 whole knockouts, man. But, alright, we take our mulligan, and we actually have a pretty, I would say, a pretty decent setup going first. We've got a lot of ways to set up our Pokemon. Here was the Capture Energy. Like I said in the intro, it seems... oh, it's Clefairy, actually. I'm a liar and a scoundrel. But capture energy is fantastic. So what we can actually do here is Ultra Ball, and let's get rid of our Ultra Ball and Ball Guy because we're most likely going to be using Peony. I really don't like discarding Ultra Ball here because I like using it for discard fodder in the later turns. We're going to grab Growlithe. All right, let's grab my little boy. We will bench him and then capture. As I was saying, capture is great. It's useless essentially in the deck, but it serves this purpose right here of establishing more Pokemon. So we can grab this. I think we set up the Radiant. We could grab the Radiant Venusaur and draw one extra card, maybe. But I'm thinking I just get another Growlithe down. I think that's a-okay. Yeah, let's set up another Growlithe, and then we'll just pass. So we're looking pretty set up right now. We have an Evolution Incense, and we also have Palpad and Peony this next turn. So Palpad will put the Ball Guy into our deck. Evolution Incense will find us our Arcanine. And the Peony, of course, is going to probably find us the rest of our cards that we need to set up our board for the coming turns. So he's playing the Moon Watching Party Clefairy. These things accelerate a bunch of psychic energy into play. They're pretty strong for little 60 HP dudes. Pretty strong. I will definitely be doing a video on these guys. I have not gotten a chance to play test with it yet or mess around with it yet, but it does look fun for sure. I don't know though. I don't know if it's going to be better than my good boy. Look at this good boy right here. I don't know. I like this deck a lot, though. It's very fun. This Growlithe is actually really solid as well. He has a free attack. We see a trend here with free attacks on these Pokemon, which is great. And on a coin flip, he is potentially invincible next turn. So that is a super solid attack going second to help maybe keep your Growlithe alive. So, all right, he's pivoting around. He's trying to get as much energy in play as possible, and he's looking to get a knockout this turn. If he gets a knockout this turn, we might be a little bit behind the 8-ball. We shall see. He just needs one more switching card, and two more? Two more. No. Yeah, he needs two more switching cards in order for him to attack this turn. So I'm really hoping he whiffs, and he does. All right, we are in business. Oh, another Ball Guy. Ugh, that's not what I like to see. But we can go with the Evo Incense here and grab our Arcanine. We will get him evolved up. And then we can use Palpad to put our Ball Guy back into the deck. I typically like this card in the later game, but we are going to Peony here and get rid of our entire hand. So, yeah, we kind of better to use it than just toss it into the bin. But we can definitely grab, let's see. I kind of want to get my Venusaur out. So I think we just grab this and Heavy Ball, something to discard, because it looks like we've got a lot of our, we prized one Zora, nothing super duper important. So I actually think we can just toss the Heavy Ball here into the bin to set up our Venusaur. Yeah, that sounds great. So we will quick ball that away, and just like that, 0 card hand. Easy peasy. We'll bench him, and just like that, very vulnerable for free. Look at that. So at first when I started playing, oh, Peony off the prizes, yes please. And then this is why Venusaur is so cool. We fill our hand to 4 here. And if he takes a knockout, it's fantastic because we actually have the Ordinary Rod. So I actually at first thought this deck might not be as strong because I wasn't sure if you'd be able to continuously chain a 0 card hand almost indefinitely. I thought it might be really challenging to, especially against single prize matchups, having to do that potentially 6 times might be a bit challenging. But I've actually found a lot of success with it. He is going for a 3rd Moon Watching Party. That is a lot of moon watching. Alright, and he's powered up and ready to go, all of his Pokemon. He does 20 times for each Psychic Energy on all of his Pokemon. So he is swinging decently hard right now. He's got 4, 7, 10 energy on board, so 200 damage. That's pretty respectable for a little 60 HP Clefairy, man. Look at that. Woo! Alright. So we can definitely promote this Growlithe here because he's definitely going to be the one attacking for sure. We get a level ball off the top. That is actually pretty solid. So we can bench you. I'm going to level ball. I kind of want to establish another Zora. We don't necessarily need the Meowth this turn to discard cards from our hand because we can burn both Ordinary Rod and Scoop Up Net. And then we should be able to grab a couple. Yeah, let's establish another Zora. I like that. Yeah, so we can burn these cards from our hand. Then we can Ordinary Rod, shuffle 2 Pokemon in. We can shuffle both of these bad boys back into the deck. And then I do not necessarily need the Scoop Up Net right now. I don't think I need to utilize it for anything, so I'm just going to just burn it. Why not? Let's use it because we can, right? Card is glowing, so I must click on it. But we will grab our Evo Incense here for our Arcanine, and then we kind of don't need much else right now. So I guess something that we can just burn, maybe? I guess we can grab a Rose Tower and put that in play. Oh, that could benefit my opponent, but I think that's fine. Because we can also utilize it next turn for sure. And then we will Evo Incense, because I also don't want to use it right now, because then that will fill our hand up and we will not be able to use very vulnerable like that. Look at that, man. Pretty solid, fairly consistent, really cool. A Grant is also really solid, so that's a great card to have in the discard pile. Ooh, another solid hand. All right, look at how strong Venusaur is. I gotta be honest, I think Venusaur kind of carries this deck a little bit. It's really good. One of the fun things about this deck for me is that it utilizes a Radiant Pokemon that doesn't typically see play. Like, Greninja is everywhere. Greninja sees play in almost every deck. I mean, Hawlucha sees play to some extent, but I think that it's a really refreshing card to use outside of the standard, you know, Greninja training court shenanigans. Not to discount Greninja, he is very strong, and I also love Greninja. He is one of my favorite Pokemon. Dark types are my favorite, and so I love Greninja. He's a very cool. A Moon Watching Party. Ooh, it looks like he has no way to currently recover his Clefairies, which is fantastic. We are in business, people. Look at how majestic he looks, dude. I love this guy. He's taking his sweet time. Wonder what he's thinking about. A boss's orders. Okay. So he's going after my Radiant Venusaur. That sucks just a little bit because Radiant Venusaur is our main source of drawing cards. But we also have another Ordinary Rod in our deck, so we can always rod that back in. So let's see. We will re-promote the Arcanine. And then a Capture Energy. Okay. Let's see. Well, we're going to definitely evolve because we need to find a way to chain this Arcanine. I would like to find a way to get my Altaria in the bin, but it's in the prize cards. Altaria allows us to search for our supporter that we might want. So I'm thinking I actually Primate Wisdom the energy, since I don't necessarily need it right now. And Meowth, okay. We can definitely bench that. That'll help us thin our hand in the late game. But our hand is looking kinda iffy right now because he took out a Radiant Venusaur. That's why I was mentioning earlier how strong Radiant Venusaur is and how much it carries the deck. But we shall see. I guess we can always bench the other Zora and then Ultra Ball. I don't think Meowth is super crucial to the strategy right now, but that might come back to bite me. Who knows? But we can set up another Zora, and we can always Rose Tower here. That's the main reason we play the Rose Tower, is to allow us to get around situations like this. But I'm not sure if I want to play it right now because he doesn't seem like he has a Counter Stadium in his hand. So, and I have a 0-card hand. I'd hate to Rose Tower and to draw into cards that I cannot, you know, burn and throw away. So we'll find out. Oh, still no Altaria. Altari here would be fantastic because then we would have to find a way to discard it, of course, but we would discard it and then transform into it with Zoroark. And then Altaria puts a supporter to the top of the deck. Well, Oranguru switches a card in your hand with the top card of your deck. So in this case, I would be able to put a Peony to the top of my deck and then grab it with the Primate Wisdom ability. So there's a lot of combo potential there, which is very cool. So he gets a Greninja down. He's finally starting to draw some cards. So he's looking for ways to recover his Pokemon right now. But I say we're looking to be in a pretty solid position right now to take this game. We would have to whiff an attack, and that would put him in the game. But currently where we're at, as long as we continue this prize trade, we should definitely be able to come out on top, I'm hoping. He has the Weird Ear. Oh, Weird Ear is coming in hot, man. So Weird Ear is a really cool card in this deck because when it switches into the active, he gets to move the energy from his other Pokemon to it, and it does a lot of damage. It does a lot of damage. So he's switching into this. I gotta be honest, I don't think this is his best play here because he is giving me 2 free prizes on this Weird Ear V. So, and I hit him for weakness because he is the Bruno. He's getting a Bruno for 8. But I do hit him for weakness, though, because he is weak to fighting. So, Arcanine's typing in the meta right now is absolutely fantastic. Fighting typing, hitting Arceus, which is amazing. And then in the intro, I showed you the Mightyena to hit those Psychic weak, or the Dark weak Pokemon like Mew, which is cool. So, there's an Energy Recycler to put the energy that was in the discard pile back into his deck so he can continue to use Moonwatching Party. Alright, he goes for a Psyshield Bash. Not too shabby. So we can go into our Zoroark here, and then we can Phantom Transformation. Ooh, that's not a great card. Let's draw one here. That is solid. That is a burnable card. I think I just want to throw it away. I don't necessarily need it right now. So we can throw that card away, and we could potentially establish another Growlithe. I don't need the Manaphy in this matchup because he has no... He doesn't play Water Energy. So we can do this, bench this, and then we can burn the Level Ball. Ideally, I'd like to Primate Wisdom here to search for potentially a supporter or something of that nature, but I can't risk drawing into a card that I can't throw away and not being able to take this knockout. And just like that, very vulnerable again. Super strong, super consistent, taking 2 prize cards, Mightyena and Altaria. Welcome to the party. It's a bit late, but well, we're here. So I need to be able to chain just 1 more attack here, it looks like. And we should be good to go. Conceal cards, drawing a few cards. Alright. He does need a way to recover his Clefairies this turn, but right now I actually have a few turns to recover, so even if I whiff a knockout and are unable to get a KO this following turn, I actually should still be in a good enough position to take this game. Ooh, the rope. Well, what do I give him here? I think I just give him the Zoroark. I think that's A-okay, because I can always just transform into my Arcanine and attack. This deck is really cool. It's already showcasing how strong the deck is, even without the Venusaur. We lost our Venusaur in the first couple turns, and we're still able to continuously chain our attacks, even without the Radiant Venusaur. We also don't even have Meowth in play to burn cards from our hand. So, plays a second Hisuian Heavy Ball, Level Ball, okay. He fails. Was he not able to rescue them back into the deck? Or Rescue Carrier? I know he plays Rescue Carrier. We saw them when he took a mulligan. We saw a couple. So he just grabs a Psychic. It does not look like he has a way to recover these Pokemon. Oh, Cynthia's Ambition for a lot. Fills his hand to 8. That is fantastic. There's no way he doesn't find it, right? He's got 10 cards left in his deck. All right. So he's getting all of his Clefairies back to try and continue going for those moon watching parties. Have you guys ever been to a moon watching party? Ooh, does he only have 1 energy in the deck? I thought he recycled a bunch in. Ooh, he's got 10 in the discard pile. Can he even knock out this Zoroark? I guess we'll find out. Alright, he's got energy in hand. He's doing a whopping 80 damage there. Whew. Calm down, bro. Moon watching party for nothing. Yeah, he has no more energy in his deck. So he can't even attack because the attack costs 3 energy. And that is the game. Look at that. Like I said, this is a really, really solid single prize deck. Alright, here we are hopping into our next game with Hisuian Arcanine. I know I sound like a broken record at this point, but this deck is so much fun. It is super reminiscent of an older deck from Lost Thunder. Grand Bull actually had a very similar attack. Grand Bull, they like to give this attack to doggos, I guess. But they both do the same thing. If you have no cards in your hand, it does more damage. So, really, really cool. We are going to lead with the Growlithe here and try and get a defensive posture going. We do have to get the attack on a coin flip, but if we flip heads, we're an invincible little pupper dog. So we're definitely going to be going for that this turn against Fear the Beard. My man, I do fear the beard. But let's see what we are playing against Mew VMAX. This is a phenomenal matchup for us. So in this matchup specifically, we probably aren't gonna be utilizing the Hisuian Growlithe that much. We actually want to be attacking with this good boy right here, Mightyena. He attacks for free if your opponent has a VMAX in play. So we want to take an easy one-hit KO on this Mew VMAX because we have type advantage over it and we hit it for weakness. So this right here is why I played the one-of Mightyena for these pesky Mew VMAXs. He also plays Lost City. I guess he's trying to get rid of all my single prize Pokemon, making it harder for me to recover in the later turns. Seems legit. Seems legit. I like it a lot. Alright, he's got the pass, the Battle VIP pass. Busted. Just like that, he has a full bench. He is super established on this first turn of the game. But we do have a counter stadium in our hand to get rid of that Lost City. We have the Rose Tower. Unfortunately, he also will probably be able to utilize the Rose Tower, but I think that is fine because as long as it stays in play, even if it benefits both of us, I will benefit more from him not having a Lost City in play. Another Zora? Busted. Absolutely busted Decaler. But we're gonna definitely get him out of here. And then we are going to get this Mightyena in the discard pile and ready to go on those bad boys. And dang, our Hisuian, there's so many Hisuian Pokemon right now, our Radiant Jesus, I can't talk. Talking is hard. Our Radiant Venusaur is prized. That is a bit unfortunate. Our hand is looking a bit shaky then at this point. We can grab the Meowth, but I think we maybe want to grab a Oranguru to help us maybe draw an extra card or two in here somewhere. Let's capture energy over here and try and set up another Zora because we are definitely going to be leaning heavily into our Zoroarks this game. We have the Air Balloon. We can always use this on the Guru as a pivot. And Primate Wisdom, the tower on top. See what we can find. A Zoroark, alright. Not terrible. And then we're going to be going for the defensive posture. Oh, we don't get it, sad. So it looks like this Growlithe is going to be going down this turn. Unfortunate. But we are going to be looking to set up our Zoroarks here. This next turn, Cram. Ah, heads. Ah, yes. Seems legit. It always seems that way. You flip tails, they flip heads. It just rubs salt in the wound, am I right? But we still have Rose Tower, which is great, and if he puts out another stadium, we'll be able to bump it as well because we know we have a Rose Tower on top of the deck because we put it there with Oranguru's Primate Wisdom ability. So, he's going for the Sparkle. Getting those fusion energies into play. He's probably going to try and attack with Meloetta here, I would assume. But You never know. Meloetta is pretty solid because it kind of mitigates the damage your VMAXs take if you're also attacking with a single prizer, which is fantastic right now. Alright, the Mew has free retreat, so it can easily pivot. There's another Lost City. That's fantastic. We are getting rid of 2 Lost Cities already. This is great. I would assume he doesn't play more than 2, because typically Mew likes to play multiple stadiums to be able to remove their own stadium so that they can thin 1 extra card from their hand. See, there's a Rose Tower, so that they can thin 1 extra card from their hand so they can bump their stadium with another kind of stadium so that they can draw more cards with Genesect. So after getting rid of this Lost City, it seems like he's going to be done for, which is great. I assume he doesn't play more than 2, like I said. I could be wrong. I've been known to be wrong before, but we shall see. Rotom Phone, stacking a card on the top of his deck. I love Rotom Phone. It's such a unique card. It's really, really strong. It gives him an extra card, like 5-card dig. He looks 5 cards deeper into his deck, gets exactly the card he wants. Oh, looks like he didn't want any of those cards because he's using Ultra Ball. This will shuffle his deck, meaning the card he just stacked on top of his deck with Rotom Phone will no longer be there. So, oh, he has another Rotom Phone. But he must have not liked the card he put on top of his deck. So, thinning is winning, I suppose. Am I right? These Mew turns take forever. I don't know if any of you have played Mew IRL, but it takes a long time. You know, drawing, filling your hand up, playing your cards, filling your hand up, playing your cards. It takes long online, so it goes to show you how long it would take playing IRL. But yeah, there's his other fusion energy, which is probably what he was digging for, so he can swing with the Meloetta this turn. So another card we are looking for here is the Heavy Ball, the Hisuian Heavy Ball, to get our Radiant Venusaur out of the prize cards on the board, so he can start helping us draw some cards. Alright, we can promote the Orangoober here with the Air Balloon because it is a pivot for us, which is great. So we can always evolve here and then get his stadium out of here. We don't like that. And then if I evolution Incense, I won't be able to, well, no, yeah, let's Incense, because then we can draw 3 with the Rose Tower. We can grab the Zoroark here. And then he's, by the way, he is going around my Diana by not putting a VMAX in play. And then we can fill our hand up. Arcanine that is a thing. We can level ball here and grab the Meowth. The Meowth is fantastic here because this is actually going to allow us to swing this turn. So we can Evolution Roar, discarding the 2 cards from our hand, putting the Arcanine into play, and then we can Phantom Transformation, not into the Mightyena, into the Arcanine here. So even though Mightyena is the one we want to be typically attacking with in this matchup, we are still getting a lot of utility out of the Arcanine being in the deck, being able to attack for free just like that. And we take a prize card. Quick Ball is great, allows us to thin our hand down. It's not the Radiant Venusaur that we were looking for, but still fine. Looks like he has to put the VMAX in play, and you know what that means. It's Pupper Dog time. I mean, well, not this Pupper Dog, this one. This one. Oh, he does put the Oricorio down, meaning we cannot actually one-shot him without a Choice Belt. So we're definitely going to need to be digging for a Choice Belt this turn. I think that Peony will help us draw into that, which would be fantastic. Yeah, we still haven't seen a supporter yet. It goes to show you how strong the deck is. We have played this game without even playing a single supporter card, and we are still surviving. We're still doing well. All right, stacking his deck again with Rotom Phone. Let's see. This turn he's just looking for his VMAX. He can burn Power Tablets. He doesn't really need them in the matchup. I've got only 130, 140 HP? Excuse me, please move. There we go. 100. Excuse you, please move. Rude. Playing his cards. He chases down the Zoroark. Unfortunate. But we might still be able to get out of this. We still have another Zorua in play that can evolve into a Zoroark. We should still have 2 more in the deck. So not too shabby here. Pretty smart of him to chase down the Zoroark so I can't just easily Phantom Transformation into my Mightyena. I think they did really good with the Zoroark design. It's cool because Zoroark is the illusion Pokemon, and it typically puts an illusion out of other Pokemon or transforms into other Pokemon. So, really, really cool. Pokemon Company, they know what they're doing, am I right? There's the Ultra Ball to find his Mew VMAX. There's that big happy boy. I know that a lot of people hate Mew and like, oh, Mew's so toxic, but I gotta be honest, I like Mew a lot. As a Pokemon, not necessarily the deck, I played a lot of Mew on the ladder. It's a great way to climb. But look at him, he's so freaking cute. He's giant, he's pink, he's squishy. What's not to love, am I right? So, let's see. The Choice Belt on his Mew, it does not help him here. But he does go for the Max Miracle to take the knockout. Here, we are just going to promote the Oranguru because it has the air balloon. It's our perfect pivot. Another Arcanine. We can throw him in the discard pile. We do not need him right now. And we're going to set up another Zora. Off this Rose Tower, we're still looking for a supporter. There is the Peony and the Choice Belt. Oh, no. Wait, we can put the Choice Belt... Oh, I've got it. All right, everything is fine. Everything is good in the world. So we can retreat into the Zora. And then here is where Oranguru comes in handy. I'm able to put the card back on top of my deck so I don't have to throw it away. And then just like that, we can Quick Ball actually and get another Zora going. That's what I like to see. We will Quick Ball that away. Oh, no. Psych, they're gone. I will need to get an ordinary rod then. But we cannot get one of those this turn. But we can grab Incense as well as our Choice Belt here. And we will be able to take 3 prizes. Yippee, am I right? Good stuff. So we'll go with the Incense, grab our last Zoroark. Like I said, next turn, we kinda need that rod, or else we might be in a little bit of trouble. But then we will Phantom Transformation right into Mightyena. Hello, welcome to the game. Choice Belt and Wild Tackle for free, and the one. Get him out of here! Let's go! And we take 3 prize cards. Ooh, hello! Incense is fantastic, a burnable card. And there is our Radiant Venusaur. Let's go! Good stuff, man. This deck really highlighting right now why it's not just a Hisuian Arcanine deck. It is kind of a toolbox in a sense, because you have these other fantastic attackers that allow you to hit for different kinds of weaknesses depending on the matchup, which is super great. I mean, next turn, all I need is 1 more Choice Belt, and I believe we saw my other one in the deck, so we shall see. We can also swing with the Hisuian Arcanine, potentially 2-hit KOing this thing if we need to, but right now, we're ahead. He has to take 4 more knockouts. We only have to take 1, because all of his Pokemon are 2-prize Pokemon, outside of the Oricorio, of course, but... There's a Marnie. Oh no! I just got the Venusaur out of the prizes! Doing me dirty, man. That's okay. And the Zoroark? That's okay. We get Peony every time here. See? Every time here! Every time! Let's go! So that should be game, right? He evolves into the Mew VMAX. We can use the combo we just used. Primate Wisdom, the Choice Belt onto the top of the deck to utilize the ability to grab our last Evolution Incense, which should be, we should have 1 more in the deck. I can actually just burn the Capture Energy just to double check if I am not certain about that. Just a little tidbit, a little golden nugget of wisdom. Here, I can just use the Capture Energy to search my deck for a Pokemon, but instead of searching and looking for Pokemon to use, I actually just use it to search for the... Actually, well, we can use it in this case to search for the Radiant Venusaur. I forgot that we just pulled it off the prizes. See? Out of sight, out of mind, right? But there's the second Mew VMAX. Yeah, it looks like it might be a wrap. We'll see. We unfortunately didn't get much play out of Grant in this game either, unfortunately, but it's still a really fantastic card and definitely comes in handy in the right situations. It's just like the Mightyena. Yeah, it's not the best card in the deck, but in certain situations, as we see right here, it is really proving its value for sure. Oh, he just goes for a Psychic Leap to shuffle himself into the deck. Very interesting for sure. So he's once again trying to go around the Mightyena's ability here. But I still just have 2 prize cards to take. We shall see. He promotes the Mew. Can I actually knock out with Arcanine is the real question. Because this has 180, he essentially has 200 hit points, 210 thanks to resistance, but we have Choice Belt plus Grant in our hand. So we do 160 plus another 60 is 220, so we actually can technically KO, but we would have to get a way to get this Mightyena out of the active, unfortunately. This is a tough call. I guess what we can start off with is a Primate Wisdom. Yeah, let's Primate Wisdom the Capture Energy onto the top of the deck and see what we find. Ultra Ball, yeah, not exactly what we were looking for here. Well, you know, I gotta be honest. I think I'm kind of content just passing. He's got to attack me eventually, right? And he's down all of his fusion energy. So he has no more fusion energy, so he can't even use Psychic Leap on a basic Mew. He has to VMAX. And Psychic Leap. Say that 5 times fast, guys, yeah? I think I'm super content just passing. I don't even have the Radiant Venusaur down, but I don't think I necessarily need it right now. It is okay to play slow. Just because you have the cards in your hand doesn't mean you have to play them. And right now we're ahead. Hitasto has 4 prizes to take. So... And if he evolves and Psychic Leaps into the deck, we just go for a big Grant play. So that's what we are waiting for. And he played his Marnie. Typically, these decks play a one of Marnie, because if their hand gets clogged, they can Marnie, put it down to the bottom, and keep drawing. They traditionally don't play any more than that. So if he does, I would be mighty shocked, to put it lightly. So he's looking for his other Mew, so he can Psychic Leap into the deck again. But once he takes the KO, I don't know. So we have lots of ways to thin our hand down. Like I said, we can even KO a Genesect if he promotes that, because we've got the Choice Belt plus Grant. So so I just said a minute ago that Grant isn't seeing much play. Looks like we might actually use it in this game. That'd be absolutely sick. Come on, Fear the Beard. I do not fear you, Fear the Beard. I too have a beard. You should fear me, Beard Man. Burning some tablets, trying to draw some more cards. But yeah, so we kind of have our board set up for whatever strategy. If he tries to Psychic Leap again, like I talked about, we go in with the Arcanine, with the Choice Belt and Grant. And if he decides to leave the VMAX in play, we just use the Ultra Ball to grab our other Zorua and our other Zoroark. Or actually, you know what? That's a total lie. I would have to get my Ordinary Rod, because but that's okay. I can... Yeah. Okay, so he's running away. Oh, no, he's burning some cards. He's trying to get down his other Mew, because he can't... He needs Mew and Mew VMAX here. Looks like he might whiff the attack. Either way, I'm still chilling. Yes, sir. What a super fantastic game against Mew VMAX. Overall, this deck is an absolute blast to play. I really love Zoroark box decks. They're super duper fun, and overall the deck is super budget. I would say the hardest thing to maybe get from this deck is the Arcanines because they're from the new set, but other than that, there's nothing super crazy in this deck. I highly encourage you guys to try and pick this deck up and try it out for yourselves. I know I'm going to be definitely playing more of it in the future, maybe testing out some more stuff that Zoroark can Phantom Transformation into. But if you like the video, drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel for some more Pokemon TCG action. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace!